Peace, family. I've been going hard on the teachings from the master teachers. The master teachers that they're not going to teach us about in school. When I say us, I mean us as black folks, melanated individuals. They're not going to teach us about these particular people. And the more I've been reading, studying, and learning from the books from the master teachers, even though I knew why, it makes more sense to me right now. Reasons for, when I was younger, I didn't mind reading, but 30 minutes to an hour later, I couldn't explain nothing to you about what I read. And that's because I wasn't interested in it. Now that I only read things that I'm interested in, especially now, it's, I read things that relates to my people. And I'm on it now. I can't be stopped when it comes to these books. I say that to say this. We gotta study, man. We gotta study at our own pace. Some folks will rather read a book and, from start to finish, and that's be okay. But you got other people that read a book, they dip and dab in it, and that's okay too, because we all learn differently. And you may be reading just to get one particular piece of information. That's okay too. I've been reading a lot. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts as well. And I came across one podcast with the brother 19 Keys and one of the elders, the brother Kabaka Kambane. And he made an interesting statement, and I just had to get it on my channel just for my family could see it and benefit off of it as well. So check it out, take a piece of the information and run with it. Get them studies. Yes, I.
In terms of the story that you tell about all those books,
yes, sir.
This is what Dr. Clark told me. Dr. Clark once said to me, let's say you learn how to read at 8 years old, very fluently. And let's say you die when you're 88. Okay? Let's say you start reading at the age of 8. You read 3 books a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, right? Reading 3 books a week is very good. And for 80 years. So how many books do you read a year? Okay, so if you multiply 3 times 52, you get 156. You multiply that by 80, and you get 12,480 books.
Mm.
Now, for a proficient reader to read 3 books a week, all of his or her life, for 80 years, you only end up with 12,480 books. Considering all those 10 million books that you read, that's not a lot of books at all.
Right.
So Dr. Clark said, it's not how many books you read, it's your choices of books that you read.
Mm.
And I've always felt as an educator, that's why in my study guide, in my book list, I have a list of all the books. See, I've done that work for you. I've helped the reader that's seeking this knowledge to cut down on the books. Dr. Clark also said every book wasn't meant to be read cover to cover.
Right.
Okay? Because we get caught up in book clubs, which I respect. If we can do that, that's fine. I believe in theme clubs. So that I might, for instance, Stolen Legacy, as it relates to Shabakistan, my 3rd book that I wrote on astronomy, African astronomy. What I recommend, somebody say, look, man, where do I start? Like what you said, where do I start? How can I start understanding Shabbat Stone? I tell them, okay, the first book to read, go get Stolen Legacy, read chapter 8, page 139 to 151. After you do that, then go to a book called Egypt Revisited and read the chapter written by Jacques Sabibsi on the importance of Dr. Theophile Yobenga's work. Then, same book, Egypt Revisited, read the next chapter by Theophile Yobenga on Shabakistan. And then after that, get Civilizational Barbarism by Sheikh Anta Diop and read chapter 17. Does an African philosophy exist? Yes, sir. So I'm not asking you to read that whole book on civilizational barbarism. I'm not asking you to read the whole book on Stolen Legacy or Egypt Revisited. For the particular theme that I'm saying Shabaka Stone to understand it from a fundamental perspective and then fill out the information. Those 3 books, but 4 chapters is what you want to do. Theme.